I move differently because of God. My foundation is God. My confidence is God. I am untouchable because of God. Build a relationship with God, and I promise you, the way you view the world, the way the world views you is different. It's unique. It's special. It's dope. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Nana. I am Nana Scott, and I am so grateful to have you here. Today, I am giving you 10 healthy habits that you need to master in your 20s if you want to glow up, if you want to succeed in life, if you want to become the best version of yourself. The fact that I'm closer to 30 than 20 it's crazy. It's almost like, where did the time go? Like, what happened? I was just 21. I was so sure that I was going to be 21 forever. So, but you know, I feel like I've interacted with a lot of women, and almost everyone, they're so scared of becoming older. Everyone feels like they're not, they don't have enough time. They have still so much to do. They're getting older. All of this anxiety and fear seems to be happening in our community. But for me, I feel like I am so excited. I'm so excited to, by the way, I have a few more years before I can be 30, but just the fact that I'm closer is an exciting feeling for me. I get to live another, I lived another decade. That's an amazing feeling for me. And I feel like I'm prepared. I feel like I've done the work in my 20s. I'm getting the knowledge. I'm shedding skin. I'm becoming a better version of myself. I'm educating myself every single day to where I feel like I've set up a nice life for myself in my 30s to where I can actually chill and relax. So for me, I don't fear it. I'm excited. But these are the habits you need to implement in your life. These are the habits you need to implement in your 20s so that you can prepare yourself for, when you become 30, you're not filled with anxiety, you're not hiding your age, you're confident. You've prepared yourself for your 30s to where you can live your best life. One thing that has carried me throughout my 20s and that is carrying me throughout my 20s is that I know myself and I know my worth. When I tell you, you are going to deal with so many things in your life if you don't know yourself, if you don't know what you want, if you don't know what you're working towards, and if you don't know your worth. There are so many stories that I've heard where women are dealing with this and women are dealing with that, and I'm just thinking, how did that happen? How did you find yourself in that situation? I've been this woman where, since I was 16, I've always said this, I knew the life that I wanted. I knew the life that I wanted, and I knew the woman that I wanted to be. And I said no to every single thing that did not align with what I wanted. Life becomes so much easier when you know what you want, when you know your worth, when you know what you bring to the table and you don't settle. My life has just been, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I have never had a problem with leaving situations that did not serve me because I know what I want. And I believe strongly that I'm always going to get what I want in this world because I have God. So figure out who you want to be, figure out what you want in life, and say no to any and everything else that is not serving that. And know your worth. Do not settle for good enough. I've said this so many times to you ladies. Do not settle for good enough. What you want is out there. The woman that you want to be is out there. You've got to trust the process. You've got to trust yourself, and you've got to trust God. You've got to keep moving on. You've got to let go of things that are hurting you, things that are not helping you become the person that you want to be, and trust that you are going to find that life that you want. Being my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, even when I was 16, I've always moved accordingly. I knew the life that I wanted. I did not plan on settling. I focused on that and I kept moving. And when I tell you everything I've talked to God about, the woman that I wanted to be, it's just like it's happening. And I'm just like, I'm excited, but I'm just like, yeah, God and I talked about this all the time. I knew that I wasn't going to settle for anything less than what God had planned for me. So I was going to keep focused and I was going to keep moving accordingly. Know yourself and know your worth. That is the first thing you need to learn in your 20s, because when you get in your 30s, you get to decide. You're in your prime. And when you set your life properly, I promise you, even when you're in your 30s, you're going to be in your prime because you're living your best life. Your 20s has to be the last phase in your life where you're living paycheck to paycheck. It's time to learn financial literacy. It's time to get it together. I get it. Everyone wants to travel the world. Everyone wants to live their best life, the soft life. Everyone wants to take, vacations and all of that good stuff. But you know how tacky it is? living paycheck to paycheck, doing all of that stuff, spending your money and not even knowing where your money's going, just waking up every single day not knowing how to budget, not knowing how to save or invest. As a grown-up, as a grown woman, you want to become the best version of yourself. You've got to learn to budget. And you know, we've all been there. We've all been broke before. Any of my friends or family that's watching, they're probably dying laughing because your girl was broke. But I've learned, and you know, yeah, I've watched a lot of videos, I've read a lot of books, but if I'm being honest, thank you to my man. My man came in and he taught me everything I know about money, investing. And you know, yeah, I've read all that I read, but it was because of his guidance that even got me to opening those books. So thank you to my man. And when I say find people in your life that's going to help you grow, that's what I mean. Because the woman that I am now, I always knew that I wanted to be this woman, but how I was going to get there, I had to be around the right people. And when I tell you my man is, you know, like, thank you to my man. If you do want to learn more about budgeting and all of that stuff, let me know in the comments. If you want to become the best version of yourself, if you want to glow up so you're not stressed out in your 30s, you need to start budgeting. You want to be very mindful of where your money is going. You want to start investing in your future. Health and wellness. I know you're in your prime, you're in your 20s, and you think you can run on 2 hours of sleep for the rest of your life, and you can drink all of those energy drinks, you can, you know, eat whatever you want, do whatever you want. No, because the moment you hit 30, you're gonna start looking like you're in your 40s. You want to start taking care of yourself. You want to make time for yourself. I don't want to hear this excuse of where people are saying, I don't have time, I got to take care of this person, I got to take care of that person. You've heard me say it before, and I'll keep saying it. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You've got to make sure you're taken care of first before you can take care of someone else. Just saying. Exercising. You're not too busy. You're not too tired. You have no excuse, no reason to why you're choosing not to live longer, to why you're choosing not to be healthier. Start prioritizing fitness. You don't have to lift heavy weights like other people are doing. Find what works for you. But as long as you're moving your body, that's all that matters. Make sure that you're being mindful of the foods that you eat. No one eats as much as I do, believe me. But you gotta make sure that you're starting to add some greens in your life. You wanna make sure that you're picking, you know, fluids, water, instead of soda. You wanna be a little mindful of what goes in your body, because it's going to start showing the older you get. You know, it seems like people are so proud when they say stuff like, I'm running on 2 hours of sleep, because that supposedly shows that you're a hard worker, you're a go-getter. No, stop it. It's tacky. It's not cute. You need to make sure you're getting at least 7 hours to 8 hours of sleep every single day. If you want to be your best self, if you want to thrive, if you want to accomplish great things in life, your body needs to be functioning properly for you to be able to do that. If you're not sleeping, you're not thinking clearly, you have anxiety, you're not focused, you're not showing up as your best self. So in your 20s right now, start creating a healthy routine to where you're prioritizing fitness, you're staying hydrated, you're getting your monthly checkups. Managing stress to some people, or self-care to some people, seems like it's some kind of luxury, like they don't have enough time to do that, or they don't have enough funds. You don't need money. You don't need a lot of money to take care of your mental. So prioritize health and wellness. Understand that in order to be the best version of yourself, in order to thrive, in order to get everything you want in this world, you have to be healthy. You have to make sure that you're taking good care of yourself, because you've heard the saying, health is wealth. Start setting goals, okay? You can't keep winging it because you can't keep winging it. You have to have a direction for your life. And that's one of the reasons why so many people have so much anxiety. They're scared of being in their 30s or getting older because they don't have a plan. You don't have a roadmap. You don't know where you're going. So you are terrified of what's coming. My 30s is going to be so much better than my 20s because I have a roadmap. I have a goal. I have things that I'm working towards. I know where I want to be. My fate is in my own hands. That's what you need to start doing as an adult, as a woman that wants to be successful, as a woman that wants to glow up, as a woman that wants to become the best version of herself. Start setting realistic goals. Where do you see your life when you hit 30s? When you hit your 30s, where do you want to be? What life do you want? And then, like I said in my last video where I was teaching you how to break down and you achieve your goals, start working on those things every single day. So by the time you get in your 30s, or when you're approaching your 30s, you're not stressed out, you're not filled with anxiety because you have a game plan. The older I get, I realize how important relationships are. Start building strong relationships. Start nurturing your relationships. That's the most important thing. Relationships. That is the most important thing. It doesn't matter how much you work. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what you've done. If it's not, if it's not connecting with someone, if it's not a relationship, if it's not an impact you've left on someone, nothing really matters. Nothing really matters. So I get it. You want to work, you want to do this, you want to do that, but just take a moment and appreciate the people you have in your life, and check on those people and build relationships with them, make memories with them, because what 2024 has taught me is that that's the most important thing. What the 20s have taught me is that family, friends, the relationship, the love, the bond that you built is the most important thing in this world. My man and I, the whole purpose of us working so hard to be successful is because we want to spend time with our loved ones. That's it. Like, I want to just wake up every day and decide what I want to do with my life. I don't want to have to go to work for someone else. I want to decide, call up my sister and be like, hey, I'm coming over, because my time is my own. The only thing that really matters in this world is relationships. So make sure that you're nurturing those relationships and keep good people in your corner always. But speaking of relationships, you gotta start creating healthy boundaries. And honestly, this should have been like teenage years for me, honestly. You've got to start building healthy boundaries, okay? People can't just have access to you, okay? Like, you can't just be everywhere doing everything with anyone. You can't. It's tacky. And people can't just treat you however they want to treat you. The moment, I've always said this, you get one chance to mess up with me, then you lose access and you'll never get it back again. You get one chance, if I'm comfortable enough to even bring you in my circle, you get one chance to prove to me that you no longer need to be in my circle. No hate, no bad blood. You can't have access to me like that anymore. The way that I want to be treated, I move accordingly. I've taught everyone in my life how to treat me. It doesn't matter who you are. You've got to come to me accordingly, because I'm not just anyone. And you've got to have the same energy. You've got to keep learning. You've got to keep educating yourself. I've said it already. Every level in your life determines a different version of yourself. Your mindset has to be changed a little bit. You have to step out of your comfort zone a little bit. In order to be a better person, in order to walk into any room and being able to hold a conversation with someone, you need to have some kind of knowledge on whatever topic is being talked about. So keep educating yourself. You're never too old to keep learning. Can we not consider cleaning as a chore only? Because for me, cleaning is therapeutic. The older you get, I think you realize how important it is for your space to be clean. I've said this before. A clean space, a clear mind. I don't function in messy places. I don't function in dirty places because my mind becomes crowded and I get anxiety. The older you get, you want to make sure that you're actually taking care of your space, because you want different, you've got to move different. Make sure that your space, make sure your surroundings is always clean. Stop the low vibrations behavior. I pray that in your 20s, you stop the low vibrations behavior before you hit 30. The constant clubbing, the constant drinking, the drama, the fighting, the just putting any and everything in your body, the grease, the lack of exercise, not caring about your appearance, just showing up in public looking tacky. And that doesn't mean I'm going to treat you as such. It just means that I don't want to interact with you, because that's not who I want to be. That's not how I want to carry myself. That's not the life that I want. That's not the conversations that I want to hold. So I carry myself differently by leaving the situation. You've got to start being mindful of everything you do. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The gossiping, the drama, the fighting is tacky as hell. You don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be showing up clubbing every single time. You don't need people having access to you all the time. Be a little mindful of how you carry yourself. Stop the low vibration behavior. And lastly, I must say, build a relationship with God. I need to get like t-shirts that says, build a relationship with God. I grew up as a believer of Christ. My parents would always wake us up early in the morning to have devotion, and we would sit and pray and talk to God and all that. And we would go to church. So my whole life, I've known of God, and I've known of his importance. But I don't think I really had a relationship with God until I was 20 years old. Now I'm leaving my parents' house and I'm in Los Angeles. As a 20-year-old, I have no friends, no family. I'm there for school. And I was on my own. I had to be the one making decisions for myself now. And my mom wasn't making me food anymore. So everything was on me now. I started, in the fashion industry. And if you know the fashion industry, in Los Angeles, it's crazy. It's a different world. It's a different lifestyle. And coming from Minnesota, this little small city that I was in, with my friends and my family, my mom and my dad calling the shots in my life, and now moving into this big city all by myself, having to make my own decisions and, decide what path I was going to take. That's when my relationship with God really started. I am untouchable. That's why I'm so confident, because God got me. People don't just treat me any kind of way because of God. I move differently because of God. The world responds to me because of God. There's so many things I've heard and seen that people are going through. I would never go through that because of God. I move differently because of God. My foundation is God. My confidence is God. I am untouchable because of God. The life that I want is going to happen for me because of God. Build a relationship with God, and I promise you, the way you view the world, the way the world views you is different. It's unique. It's special. It's dope. These are some of the habits that have carried me throughout my 20s, that is carrying me throughout my 20s. And I promise you, once you start implementing these things, you look at the world differently, you move differently, and life is just so much more joyful and blissful. Again, this is the end of this video. I'm just so excited to have you guys. I'm so excited to just have all of my sisters, and we can, just grow together, learn together, become the best version of ourselves. For those of you that are a little older and you're out of your 20s, if you have any tips, any tricks that you think could help us in our 20s, please down below let us know what we can do better, what we need to master now, so that when we're in our 30s as well, we're prepared for it. I do appreciate all of you, and I thank you again for the love and the support, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next video.